and the New York Yankees. Gregorius drive to right field and gone! Gregorius again! CC Sabathia has been dominant tonight. Good looking. 8 strikeouts for Sabathia. Yankees are headed to Houston.
The Yankees beat the Indians last night to move on to the ALCS. We're joined by Aaron Judge, fanatic Rob Parker.
What? I'm a reporter.
I'm a reporter.
I'm not a fanatic.
Wait,
You're the guy who said he's going to go beyond Derek Jeter, right? But go ahead.
Well, there's still time.
There's time. It's early. It's early.
Now, hold on. He was 1 for 20 with 16 strikeouts
Not good.
in the series.
Oh, not good.
Well, were you surprised the Yankees were able to win the series in spite of Judge?
Yes. I'm not surprised, to be honest. I got to say that from this standpoint. The Yankees team is more than just Aaron Judge. We must admit his start helped them get to the postseason because they're a year ahead of where they were supposed to.
Correct.
Most people did not pick the Yankees to even make the playoffs this year. So his start where he was like leading, he was in an all Triple Crown categories at the All-Star break. Right.
Yeah.
And nobody had ever done that.
Yeah.
So
then he slumped, and then he caught
and he
fire,
caught fire in September.
Yeah.
And don't forget, in his first playoff game, he hit a home run or whatever. But this is really, there was 2 things working here. There were a lot of strikeouts. There were actually 31 strikeouts in the game. It set an all-time record for strikeouts in a series. The league at whole set an all-time record in strikeouts. It's a part of the game. Set a record for all-time home runs and all-time strikeouts. Strikeouts aren't looked upon as bad as they used to. It used to be a thing where strikeouts were really bad because you didn't move runners along, you didn't do things. And now it's not looked upon it the same way. I'm not making any excuses. He has to do better. Umpires didn't help him out. There were a lot of calls off the plate. I know he's a big guy. It's hard if you're giving the pitcher those pitches off the plate. You know what I mean? So I think he had some of that. But I'm not concerned. I think that they weathered the storm because the Yankees are still built off of their bullpen. That's what got them to where they are. That's what's going to get them to the World Series. When you could shut down, look at what they did to that Indians team. I mean, it's unbelievable. And the biggest play in that game was when Robertson came in, right, first and third after the 4 straight singles given up by CeCe, and get the double play on Lindor. That was the game right there.
I think CeCe knew it was because
he went crazy in the dugout. He knew it.
I've never seen that much emotion from CeCe during a game.
Right.
Yeah.
So fans have the right to be disappointed on how poorly he played with all of those strikeouts, not even putting the ball in play.
Right.
So, but I don't think you should be totally down on Judge. He can bounce back. We've seen it. If he has a great ALCS, people will forget about it because the team was able to move on.
He better.
He got to do much better. He doesn't have to be great, but
Well,
better.
I am a little surprised because not only was Judge not hitting, but a lot of guys weren't hitting. Gregorius was the only one that was really hitting. So when you look at it like that, but like you said, Rob, the bullpen, when you come in and go 8 2/3, 0 runs, 2 hits, 15 strikeouts, well, if you don't let the other team hit, if you get a timely hit here or there,
That's all you need.
you can win the series.
By the way, Gregorius hit 235 for the 5 games, just for the record. But he had some key hits.
Right.
With
Skip,
timely hits.
wasn't he 1 for 14 coming into or something? So he didn't hit the whole series, but he got 2 big home runs.
And that's what you need. And Judge, I mean, with Judge in Game 3, he had the
He had a big
timely
double.
hit, but he can't be striking out. I mean, this is ridiculous.
No,
I mean, Skip, he set a record for 3 games with 4 strikeouts. He now holds the record in his first playoffs for the most 4 strikeout in Major League history.
In his career, in a career. Like he did it in one 5-game series.
So
he had
what?
3, 4 strikeouts. No one else has ever
done it ever.
Ever.
But do you know who? It's funny. Who has the all-time most strikeouts in the postseason? Obviously, you got to play a lot, but who
Probably
do you think
Jeter.
it is? Derek Jeter, 135 all-time.
Hadn't he played the most?
Yeah,
But he played
200 games.
No. I'm saying he played a lot of games.
So let's just say, for the sake of argument, he played as many games as
God.
Derek Jeter. Dude might have 1,000 strikeouts.
Might.
How you get robbed? 16 strikeouts in 5 games?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
So what happens if he goes 7 against the Astros? So you add another 4. So you talk about 24 strikeouts, and then you throw in another 7 games to make the world.
But you would think.
Come on, Rob.
The other part, too, is, and Skip, you notice, a lot of sluggers and stars struggle in the postseason.
They do.
Barry Bonds struggled.
A-Rod definitely.
A-Rod struggled for a long stretch right until that 2009 playoffs when they won the World Series. So it's more common than not.
Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle, not so much. But
No.
go ahead. Yeah, just for the record.
And Big Papi.
Big
right?
Papi. Ooh.
Big Papi.
Maybe all time. Yeah.
Maybe the key to this series is when they battered Kluber in Game 2.
Oh.
He beat the best they had to offer. They knocked him out early. I think it gave them confidence because they could have
Coming into Game 5.
He could have easily gone in head after being up 8-3 and lose that ball game.
So my takeaway from last night was that everybody's like Rob Parker in that the world wants Aaron Judge to be great.
Yes.
Because he had stretches of greatness during his rookie year. And yet he did lead all of baseball in strikeouts, and he did set, during the regular season, the consecutive game strikeout streak of 37 straight games with a strikeout.
Might break it next year.
He might break it next year. So it was amusing me that this became just a swept under the carpet little subplot to the game. It wasn't made a big deal of that he is he's shattering all-time strikeout records because the Yankees improbably have become, believe it or not, lovable underdogs. Everybody loves the underdog Yankees. I've never seen anything like this.
I agree with you.
It used to
again,
be the evil empire.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. They were the evil empire. They were the Bronx Bombers, you know? I mean, when I was growing up, they were the mighty Yankees.
Yes.
I lost track. You probably know because you're a Yankee fan.
I'm not a Yankee
I know.
fan. Would you stop?
You
Go
grew up
ahead.
a Mets fan, but
I'm a reporter.
Thank you.
you have jumped
I
bandwagons
haven't.
onto this one, and it's mostly because of this kid.
And
there's a lot to like about him. His personality. You've gone in. He's biracial. He's got the whole package, and he says all the right things, but he's not doing the right things when the lights are brightest. Because the other stat that just blew me away was only 8% of the balls he swung at went into play. So of all the swings he made over the 5 games, only 8% of the time did the ball go fair. You know, like that's unbelievably bad.
No, it was bad, and I'm not making excuses for him because, you know, that performance, that many without putting the ball in play or even hitting a fly ball, or I know he grounded out once or twice or something. But
he comes up the 5th time last night, and I'm like closing my eyes, and he hits a little number up the
Thank
third
God
base
that he
line.
didn't strike out again. I know.
But try anything.
But I think like the Yankees bailed out Girardi, because the Yankees lost that series, it would all be about how Girardi killed him.
He might have lost his job. Maybe.
He might have. He doesn't have a contract for next year.
Yeah.
And then the same thing. Had the Yankees lost, then all the focus would be on how Judge stunk it up and didn't perform or whatever. And you get bailed out, and he got bailed out, and Girardi got bailed out, and you move to the next round. I don't expect him to be this bad against Houston. I think he'll look at the tape, look at those, stay away from those pitches that they threw, way away from him. He swung at a lot of balls and balls that.
You mean tell me there's a possibility he could be worse than what he was in this series?
No, I don't believe that.
Well, he was 0-50. So I guess he can go 0 for 0.
I don't believe that. I think that he'll make an adjustment the same way he made an adjustment. You know what I mean? After he had that bad stretch in the summer, he did make an adjustment and came back strong and finished strong.
Yep.
So now he still has a chance. His team bailed him out.
Yep.
He has a big ALCS.
So as much as I find myself rooting for the Yankees, I do feel sorry for the Indians because they broke the American League record late in the year with 22 in a row. Obviously, they had a 3-1 lead in the World Series over the Cubs with a Game 7 at home last year.
With Kluber on the mound.
Yeah, and then you look at what just happened. Kluber just came up small in 2 games against the Yankees, and they tried to bring back Trevor Bauer in short rest. Not a good idea.
Bad idea.
Andrew Miller threw 1 bad pitch to Greg Bird, and it was 1-0, right?
Yep.
And then they make 7 errors in the last 2 games, a team that had the 3rd fewest errors in all of baseball. And then they make 2 errors in the 9th inning that gives
an extra run, right?
2 runs.
Right.
You know, gave him a cushion because when Aroldis is on, I'm closing my eyes, man. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah.
You never know.
So it was official last night. The Indians,
Let's go. Go ahead.
the Indians became the Bacote, biggest chokers of all time.
Really?
And that goes back to last year and this year. They were up 3-1 last year and up 2-0. And
That's what they get for making fun of Aaron Judge. All set. All go home.
They did.
Yeah.
But I don't know
was
about
the Falcons.
Huh?
I thought that was the Falcons.
They're up there too. But I'm going, they're up there too
They're
for 1 year.
just the baseball biggest chokers of all time.
That's right, the baseball version.
Game 1 of the ALCS is tomorrow night at 7 Eastern here on FS1. Rob, thanks for joining us. Should the Patriots be worried about Tom Brady's shoulder?
Yes.
We'll discuss that with Charlie Weiss
Maybe
next.
not.